Hello, it's Frank, that one web guy, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to show you how to access your WordPress database so that you can change your password. Now, I know you can do that through the forgot password and that type of thing. If you go into the WP admin, blah, 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 sometimes we forget what information we put in there. So if you forgot the password, you may have forgot the username, or you may have forgot the email address that you had associated with it. Maybe that the database was hacked and it was changed. You'd never know. So in this video, I want to show you how to remedy that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm using this site as an example, easywebsitefixes.com. I put the site up and I'm wanting to, log into the back end, but I can't remember how to get into it. So I can go into my cPanel, which you probably have that information written down, and you probably already had your WordPress information down. But if you're watching this video, you probably didn't. So, and I've done this many times myself because I work on so many different websites. Or sometimes a customer will access it or ask me and said, hey, I can't get into my WordPress database, or I can't get into my WordPress website and I need help. So this is the best way to do that. So first thing we want to do is go into, of course we're going to, if you've tried to get into your WordPress admin, you've probably, already gone here to WP admin, you've done the forgot password, lost your password, you've done that scenario. So what we're going to do is we're going to log into our cPanel. This is, of course, the main control panel that most people use for their websites. Most of your hosting company uses cPanel or a variation of it, but it should look similar to this. So what we're wanting to look at is look for the the PHP My Admin. If you scroll down, your configuration may look a little bit different, but generally you want to look for this icon right here that says PHP My Admin. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this, and it'll bring up a screen that looks very similar to this. Now, the first thing I noticed is, for some reason or another, I have two different databases installed. I'm only using one, so for some reason or other, though, I have two. So the first thing we could do is we could guess, and we could, maybe one was a members area that I put up at one time. So we can go to the options table. If you look over here on the left, we have the WP options section, and if I click on that, it says Easy Website Fixes, our option values. So that's for the website. But I'm like, okay, well, that's probably it, but let's go ahead and check this one as well. So we have a second one here, so let's check to see what the options is, and it says Easy Website Fixes. So for some reason or another, I have two databases for the same website, so only one of them is going to be functional. Well, of course, then you're going to say, okay, well, how do we take care of that? How do we know? We could guess it and change back and forth, but there's an easy way to do that. So let me back up a second. So we can go to back to cPanel. We can go up here to File Manager, and under File Manager, we can go to Public HTML. That's where all your public files are stored, files that the public sees. And we have what's called WP config. That's the configuration file for our WordPress installation. So if I right click on that and click View, it's going to show you our config file, and I can see that it's 482. WP 482 is the one we want. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to our databases, and sure enough, we have one here called WP 482. So let me minimize this other one, and to change our password, then we just go to the users table for that, and under users I only have one person. Of course, there's the email I used. I didn't use my normal one. I set it up and I used my support email address. So if somebody was trying to reach me or whatever, I was just sending it to support. So what I could do then is I'll click edit over here on the left, and you notice this is a bunch of gobbledygook. I know that's not the password that I put. WordPress uses what's called MD5. It's an encoding that encrypts the password, so it's not just a what's called a dictionary term, or what's called just a plain text file. So what I want to do is I'm going to put something in here that I know, and we can change this later, which I probably will since I'm doing this live on a demonstration. But if I would say today, I would want to use something, generally you have an uppercase and lowercase password scenario, or you want to use numbers or something like that. So a lot of times I like to demonstrate how to set a good password. So I'm going to put, today's kind of a gray day outside, so I'm going to put gray. I'm going to put a dash. So see, I have an uppercase G and the rest are lowercase. I have a dash, which counts as a special character. Gray day 2020. So I have uppercase, lowercase, special characters, and a number. So that's a pretty solid password. But as I said, I set this, WordPress uses MD5, so WordPress isn't going to see this as a correct password. So in this field next to it, under the functions column here, I can click and I can scroll down to what's called MD5. And when I save this, I'm going to click Go. It's now, you can see the user pass is now scrambled or encrypted. And then we could go back into our file here. And I know what my username was. I also seen it there in the database. And then I could say it was Gray Day 2020. And hopefully if I type that right, we can log back into our database. And sure enough, we've got everything ready to go, and we're good to get going on whatever changes or updates we were wanting to make in this database or in this WordPress site. So I hope you found that useful. If you want another video, stay tuned, check out my channel, click the subscribe button, and of course click the little bell, and it'll be notified when new updates are coming. So take a look at it, look around, let me know what you think, and give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Thanks.